If you watched my video from just a moment ago, you would have seen me make it's kind of a strange video. I couldn't say a word. I couldn't describe a word to you. I couldn't because of the rules they've put in place. Now, in that video, I explained that when you cross the line, you've got to be careful because people will try and destroy your lives. And there's almost no protections today. And this is true for, whatever faction, but it seems to be happening with one particular political faction as of late. Dr. Deborah Soh said, "This is what happens when you criticize transgender orthodoxy. Anyone who does so knows all too well. We support you, CF Farrow." And she's quote tweeted a thread from Caroline Farrow, who is a Catholic conservative, I believe. Well, let's see what she is. She's a commentator and journalist. Columnist for UK Catholic Press, contributor to EWTNGB and LifeSite, Catholicism, Feminism, Politics, and she has her website. She has a thread about what's happened to her when she spoke out against, I don't know what she said. I don't. But I can tell you that what I've read is unacceptable. Because even if someone is being a mean or awful person, you don't threaten their lives and you don't harass them into, we'll just read this. Let's see what happened to this woman. She said, "Let me do a timeline of this week for you. Monday, activists deny that I have been doxxed and gloat over looking at my locked Instagram account. Tuesday, ongoing cyber harassment across any and all platforms I use. People come off Twitter to abuse me on a Mumsnet support thread set up for me. Tuesday and Wednesday, various abusive parody accounts set up. They target my 78-year-old dad and children. I receive abusive emails. Wednesday, Thursday, someone makes a video about me calling for me to be, I'm not even going to read it, abused. Yes, by the gay you hate. Calls her a whore and looks forward to her being locked up. Thursday, Friday, I get a Twitter dogpile of abuse incited by activists, blaming me for the abhorrent, violent attacks on trans youth. Friday, abuse continues all day. A blue checked account contributes to it. During the whole of this week, we receive unsolicited takeaways ordered for us. A husband has to change his mobile after activists put his photo and number on Grindr for the lulz. Early hours of this morning, my email fills up with spam from various sites, including sex sites using a diminutive name for my 9-year-old daughter. This morning, I receive an email from the NSPCC referring to the police and SS because of online accusations made in my name. And now the police are involved. Check this out. Saturday morning, minutes after I ring the police and NSPCC, an officer turns up here to conduct a welfare check on the children following a serious online accusation of child abuse. The most egregious kind. I'm trying to avoid certain language. I am told I have to report the harassment separately and advised to come off Twitter. I'm also told not to use the Surrey police handle as it won't be effective. Fair enough. I will be taking all of this a lot further, but I will not be silenced, and this exposes why so many members of the public feel silenced, frightened, and are losing confidence in the police. But for every woman or man who wants to speak out on stuff, on genuine concerns about gender, but is too scared to do so for being labeled a phobe or hater, I'm doing this for you. I will not let these people make me a victim. They are on the wrong side of history. Forgot to add to my timeline. Saturday morning, I discover that in response to an inquiry from a Times journalist, which had nothing to do with me, mermaids issue an official statement on their website tagging my name. Update to my threaded timeline. I'll refresh this too, and there's probably more updates. Saturday, 8 takeaways I didn't order arrive. My daughter is subscribed to transgender porn sites and a gay male site, along with a trans teen forum. More cartoons drawn of my children. Activists claim I am faking it and doing it to myself. Sunday, 35 unsolicited Argos ordered. 6 takeaways so far. I think this is UK, but takeaway means like food, I guess. I'm an American, so I'm not, takeaway was kind of like, wait, what do you mean by takeaway? Oh, you mean like someone ordered you food. Attempt to hack into Mumsnet, access my NHS records, apply for credit cards, fake reports about my husband to Crime Stoppers, and my address is subscribed to dark web child abuse site. The activists, she needs to stop complaining. She loves the drama. She's faking it. We need to stop her. We are the real victims. She's mental, unhinged, crazy, insane. Let's do a refresh and we'll see some of the responses and if she has any more updates. So it looks like she doesn't have any more updates, but we'll go back to the original post, and there's a bunch of oh no, there we go. The original thread, a bunch of reports. I'll make a disclaimer now that I've read through this. There are people associated with, the right, the left, whatever, that engage in these harassment campaigns. It's not unique to any one faction. It's not done more or less perceivably, because what happens is and I say perceivably because it may very well be coming from one faction more so than the other, but we only ever see highlighted very specific instances. Look here in the top. See this? See that 99 plus? It is always 99 plus. That's my Twitter account. I don't click that anymore because it is exactly as this woman describes. This is, I think it's fair to point out this is just the world, right? That online people say mean things and they do bad things. Caroline Farrow, in my opinion, has taken the correct response. She's tweeted about what's happening and she refuses to be silenced. She's not complaining. She's not, it doesn't even look like she's calling for these people to be banned or anything like that. She's just telling people this is what they're doing to me. I think these people should be restricted or banned. If you're threatening violence against people, if you're trying to sign up and, these are crimes. I mean, she's literally describing crimes. Okay, yeah, like these people should probably be restricted in some capacity. I would be against permanent banning because of the conversation, many conversations I've had where, like when I was talking to Joe Rogan the first time, we brought up how you can actually commit murder and still get out of prison within a certain amount of time. So permanent bannings on social media maybe don't make sense, but sentencing of some time, like restricting access in certain ways. This happens all the time to everybody. As I mentioned, my notifications, it's basically, I would say not more than half, maybe less than half. It's just, there's just so much though. So here's the thing. I would say most and the overwhelming majority of the responses I get, they're actually fine. Conversations, people, constructive criticism, honest points. But that 99 plus is probably in the thousands, okay? And so what happens is there's enough insane abuse that, not that it bothers me necessarily. It's not like I click that and I start getting angry and I'm like, and reeing or anything like that. No, but what it does is it's distracting. It makes you think about things that are unimportant and a waste of time. I do my best to try and elevate the conversation. And in that capacity, I ignore the nonsense from people. Very rarely will I target an individual for like a direct commentary video, like someone doing something wrong. See, this is about someone fighting back, and it's about an ideology or a group of people doing something. So that I'll talk about. I'll talk about individuals who are prominent, important and powerful. But you know what I don't do? Drama. I don't care for drama videos. There are a lot of YouTubers who will have like some other, there was a period where I was getting DMs from people because you can only DM me if I follow you. And I don't follow that many people. And there are people DMing me being like, yo, dude, look at this leaked audio. You better respond to this. And I'm like, yeah, I am never going to respond to these people. Why? Don't care. I will never make a channel. I will never make, any part of my body of work commenting on my personal drama with other people. There are some videos where I've addressed smears and lies about me from certain individuals, right? I definitely try to avoid that. And even when I refute like certain smear pieces, you'll see me say like, I really don't want to do it, but I'll put it on the record and I'll respond to the claims and accusations. But for the most part, I won't. Typically only when it spills out into the mainstream. I will not get into the weeds, but I digress. Let's not talk about that. I want to do one more story for you in this vein of harassment. Because while I certainly believe there are elements of the right, of the anti-SJW community, whatever you want to call it, who engage in similar campaigns, how often do we see stories about, I don't know, say like a bunch of innocent people being pepper sprayed or beaten or, harassed? Typically, it's people on the right. While I disagree with many people on the right's political positions, I typically agree with certain principled positions like free speech and liberty and the right to self-expression. And we want to create a civilization where we talk and truly find the best solution. I don't care which tribe wins. I care about the right ideas winning, the effective ideas for making the world a better place. I don't think I know all of them, but here's what you end up seeing. Nearly 20 students and staff at Park City High School treated for chemical exposure. 19 students and employees at Park City High School have reported feeling ill. One has been hospitalized after exposure to pepper spray to school. A student has admitted to releasing the pepper spray in the school, officials said. A gas leak was reported about 1:55 p.m. Monday, about 10 minutes after classes were dismissed at the school, said Tricia Hazelrig, spokeswoman for the Park City Fire District. Apparently, my understanding, so Charlie Kirk tweeted about this. I think it was Charlie Kirk. I could be wrong. They say Cruz tested for carbon monoxide. Okay, so Phil Kirk. My understanding of this story is that, I don't know if they have it in here though, because it doesn't talk about the politics of the event. But my understanding is that it was a conservative event. This was a bunch of people talking about the Constitution and conservatism, and someone came in and just released a bunch of pepper spray. And this is what I talk about when I say, look, there are certainly stories about people who are Trump supporters committing crimes. But do a Google search. I kid you not. If you Google search something like hate crime or like crime Trump supporter or like violence Trump supporter, there are almost always stories about Trump supporters being attacked. And then you see this story the other day about the 74-year-old man chilling, drinking a coffee, and this woman comes and starts screaming at him. So this story I see. Do I agree with a Catholic journalist? Probably not. Probably not. We probably disagree very, very much so. I am an atheist. Atheist maybe isn't the right word to describe what I am because it's extremely nuanced to my spiritual and religious and faith-based beliefs. But I'm absolutely not a Catholic, nor do I agree with organized religion and Abrahamic theism or anything like that. But Caroline Farrow absolutely has the right to talk about what she believes, talk about her faith, hold her ideas. Ben Shapiro put it really, really well in his, it was with Joe Rogan, where he said he believes these things, but has absolutely zero bearing on what you do or government policy. It's just his personal moral code. 100%. I agree. Absolutely. And that's what America should be all about. Not this, not harassment campaigns against people because you disagree. But I'll leave it there. One more video coming up in a few minutes. I will see you. The media. Yes, it's a funny story. Okay. I'll see you in a few minutes.